couple of things we're really going to be focusing on at the beginning of our presentation is our School of Business and our School of Science. And also we're going to be sharing some information on some of the courses and programs that are going to be available to our grade 9s. Before we get to that, we just want to highlight some of our accomplishments at this school. Because of what we do in this building with our School of Science and School of Business and having a PBL, project-based learning approach, we've been able to present provincially, nationally, and internationally on how our school provides an education to our students. We've been recognized as a Ministry of Education School of Innovation for many of the unique things that are happening in our building. As you can see, there's two pictures here, and those two pictures are from our celebration of learning that took place last year, where students have the opportunity to present what they are learning in their classes into the community and share what they were researching and what solutions or findings they came up with. Our teachers, we've had 5 teachers nominated for the Ken Spencer Innovation in Teaching Award. Science World has recognized us as a leader in STEM education. We have been the recipients of the Community Diversity Award, and once again this year we have been nominated for the Community Diversity Awards for the inclusiveness that our school has provided our students and our staff. We have been able to secure the Ministry of Education Student Mobility Grant the last 3 consecutive years. We've also been awarded the BC Agricultural in Classroom Grant. So a part of being such an innovative place, we've had the privilege of telling our story. And those listed in front of you are some of the school districts and some of the organizations we have been able to connect with to share what we do. And currently at this time, there is a new high school that is going to be opening up in Chilliwack. It is called Imagine High, and because of all the great things our teachers have been doing in our school, we are now collaborating with them to provide them some guidance and feedback as they prepare to open their school, which hopes to be very innovative in its teaching practices. So next, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to pass over to Mrs. Polistretti. She is our principal, and she's going to share some information on the grade 9 course selection and our School of Science and School of Business.
Good evening, everybody. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what awaits your child as they enter into grade 9 at Hansen. And so at Hansen, we do things a little differently than other high schools in that we actually pod our students for 4 out of their 8 classes. Pod means that those students have the same English and social studies teacher. They take it in the same quarter or semester, and there is an expectation from the teachers that they are doing a PBL / interdisciplinary approach between their 2 subjects. So at Rick Hansen, our first pod is English Socials. That's this pod right here. And our second pod is Science and Makerspace. And then free flowing within your child's timetable are their 4 other courses. And so math, PE, French, and an elective would be their 4 choice courses. And then they can also choose courses that are outside of the timetable or currently outside of the timetable this year. And those include band, yearbook, and athlete performance. So of the 8 courses that your child will, or the minimum 8 courses your child will have at Rick Hansen next year, 6 out of the 8 are required courses. They are required of all students in British Columbia. And then they have 2 choice courses beyond what they could pick for extended day. A language is now an elective at the high school level, and at Rick Hansen, we're pleased to offer both French and Punjabi. And then for their 8th course, they can choose from some of the electives that are down at the bottom of your screen. Those include art studio, photography, media arts, robotics, marketing, drama, guitar, drafting, foods, metal or woodwork. And then those extended day classes, which are in the very last line, which are yearbook, band, leadership, and athlete performance academy. And so we have approximately 25 of our students in grade 9 this year who have chosen 9th or 10th courses in their timetable. So they are taking their full 8 within the day, and then they have some extended day classes. Do I just enter? Perfect. So at the beginning, I started off by talking about the instructional practices of the school. And this has been a journey at our school. We're in year 6 now, where we have embraced the redesigned curriculum that the Ministry of Education put forward by having students use self-regulation skills in the classroom. We're encouraging them to exercise their own independence and maturity. But most importantly, we're going after those soft skills, which we know are really important in the long term for kids to find success, around skills like collaboration, communication, and personal and social responsibility. As part of our journey, you'll notice that we talk about a PBL, or project-based learning lens, and that is that all of our teachers are teaching with an inquiry lens. It usually looks like a big driving question, which students can go in multiple different directions to answer, and within their answer, they are exercising these kind of skills that we just talked about. In particular, we have the pods at grade 9 and grade 10 because we want to set kids up for success when they enter the School of Business or School of Science in grade 11. And the focus in both of those schools is really about real-world applications of the things that they learn in the classroom. So when they learn life sciences in biology 11, they're applying those to, for example, the stream that runs off the side of our school, and they can look at why the stream has effectively died and what would happen to bring it back to life. For example, vegetation, foliage, and oxygen levels in the river. And kids do a real life analysis of that, and they actually present to authentic audiences and present their research studies. In addition, all of our School of Science and School of Business students do a 2-week internship or co-op experience where they are actually working in a workplace that is aligned with either their School of Business or School of Science. So we've had students who are wanting to pursue a pharmaceutical degree, working within a doctor's office. And so they're kind of seeing ahead of time if this is really the career that they'd like to see. In grade 12, our School of Science and School of Business kids all take university courses at the end of their grade 12 year, and they walk out of Rick Hansen not only with a high school graduation, but having completed 2 university courses, English 105 and Stats 106. All of the courses that are offered within the School of Business and School of Science are hybrid, which means they are combined together. So there's that interdisciplinary fashion. And the focus within all of those is a project-based learning emphasis. Each year, we go on a little bit of a travel. It has in the past been to the Netherlands and to Beijing. Unfortunately, last year's travel got shut down because of COVID, and we didn't have one this year, again, because of COVID, but we're looking forward to next year with our grade 11s. We're going to try this audio one more time, so see if we can get it to work.
So please just bear with me. I'm going to see if I can fix this audio issue. I Googled it. So now I'm going to see if it's going to work, but it's okay. When you become innovative, you make mistakes. So I will try this again. If we have audio issues, what I will do is we have all of these videos online uploaded. I will make sure that I pass on the links to your pod teacher so you can still see them. I will do that tomorrow morning. So I'm going to try right now and see if this works. All right, so that did not work. So what I will do is I am going to share these videos tomorrow with your pod teachers. I can, for this one, while it's playing, I can just talk. It's sharing some of the classroom experiences for our kids in the School of Science. So I will make sure that I send this over to you guys so you can definitely take a look. And since we can't share the video, I'm going to let Mrs. Paulstori just finish off talking about the benefits of the School of Science and Business, and then we have a special guest joining us that's going to talk more about the School of Science.
So I mentioned the emphasis of the School of Business and School of Science at the grade 11 and 12 level is project-based learning, interdisciplinary focus, working on real-life problems in a hybrid course fashion, which usually means 2 courses at the same time, where they are taught in between the 2 courses. All of our School of Science and School of Business students do a 2-week internship. And we have about 70 partnerships with community members where we find placements for those students. Interestingly enough, those community members also come to us with problems that they are experiencing within their businesses or within their industry and ask our students to work on them. And we appreciate that partnership that we have with them because we want our kids to be working on real world applications of what they're learning in the classroom. I mentioned a little bit about the university credits that our students walk out with. So not only are they a UFB student before they actually graduate, they have completed 2 courses, but they also have an earlier registration date than the average grade 12 student. And that's what we mean by priority registration. So they register, I believe, about 3 hours earlier than everybody else, which sometimes means you get the pick of courses before everybody else gets access to them. I talked a little bit about the 70 partnerships that we have. This is an example of some of the individuals within the Fraser Valley that we have worked with and that we continue to work with. And they are all also on board with taking some of our students as internships. So normally we have about 60 kids every year that we find placements for that 2 weeks. So we're giving them experiences in whatever field they want to be in prior to them actually entering into university or college and spending money to discover that they may or may not be interested in it. I'm going to ask Mr. Monroe right now to come on and specifically talk about the trip that we take every year and then leading into a School of Science. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. So I am one of the teachers in the School of Science, and I would just encourage everyone to give it strong consideration, especially if you have thoughts of going into science in post-secondary education. And we've done our best to try and make this program very focused on what students' interests are and to give them agency and choice, that is to have command over their own learning to the extent that we can. And so that means we're trying to make it real. And so we do things like having the internships and having project-based learning, but also having these opportunities to travel internationally. And the idea there is to understand the value of knowledge in the context of the world rather than simply within the community of the school or within Abbotsford School District, but to understand that there are applications of what we have learned there in the broader context. And just an example, a couple of examples actually, during our trip to Beijing, we certainly gained a new understanding of what it means to accomplish things through community efforts and understanding different ways of accomplishing tasks. Like just one example, when we were there, we saw this 4-lane freeway. So sorry, it was 4 lanes in one direction and 4 lanes in another direction. It was 8 lanes over a 10-kilometer stretch. And that section of freeway was completed in 6 months while we were there. And so the kids get this idea of like the workforce, if you will, that happened to be there in Beijing. At the same time, they were, you know, facing the reality that, would you want that? Like, what is the complications of having a system that is able to create that workflow, but at what cost to humans? Just another example, when we went to the Netherlands, we were able to visit the Arctic Wall Museum, which is basically a former Nazi system of bunkers that lined the entire coastline of Europe. And we were in one of these bunkers, and they were talking about the technology and the advanced experience of many of the scientists who the Germans at that time were utilizing in the war effort. And we were able to have this deep conversation. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And I think it was just a really powerful learning moment for students to realize that there is an ethical choice that you make with the experiences that you have in life and the knowledge that you gain. And so for me, it was really important for students to understand the stuff that we're teaching in classrooms has an application in life, and you have to sort of put it through this filter of how you view the world. And so I think I would just encourage everybody to give that some thought, that when you understand something, you truly might change the world with what you have there, and you have a responsibility to the community, to the world as a whole, and to society to do what is best. And that's what we try to do. We try and balance the ethical choices and the information that we're teaching them at the same time. I don't know if am I taking questions or anything, or?
No, we're good. So what we'll do is we can take questions at the end. And I know Mr. Monroe also is in another meeting right now. So if you have specific questions for Mr. Monroe, you can let us know at the end, or feel free to email him and he will definitely get back to you. So yeah. Mr. Monroe, thank you again for jumping out of the other meeting you're in and joining us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. So how do you get into our School of Science and School of Business? So priority will go to students from Eugene Reimer. What do we expect from our kids that are coming in? Full commitment to excellence in academics, athletics, and extracurricular opportunities, and a belief you will be the best you can be. So essentially, we want a student that is all in on academics and all the other things that we do. We want well-rounded students. That's what the universities are looking for. It's, you know, academics are very important, but there are other things that universities now look at. You know, whether it's in what work have you done in the community, volunteerism, or other extracurriculars. So your child will get first priority to access one of these programs. So now I'd like to talk a little bit more about some of the other programs and opportunities we have at our school. And this is just a list of many clubs that are offered at our school. And we're so thankful of our teachers that are willing to sponsor these clubs to give our students an opportunity to try out different activities and pursue different interests. So right now, this year, we have many of these clubs are virtual, but hopefully next year and years to come, when we're able to offer these in person, these are some of the clubs that we'll have. And there might be more that are added depending on, sometimes teachers have different interests they want to pursue with the students. So these are some of the clubs that we do offer. All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about our athletics program. And so today I've asked our athletic director, Mr. Verheyen, to join us so that he could spend a little bit of time and talk about what our athletics program is like and what we do. So Mr. Verheyen, you can take the floor, and I will try my best to change the slides and be in sync with you.
Perfect. Thank you, Verinder. As you can see, Rick Hansen offers over 20 sports to athletes from grade 9 through 12, all throughout the year. So ranging from volleyball to basketball, rugby, soccer, and if there's any interest from students that are incoming or at the school and we can find a teacher representative, we're open to new sports as well. Not last year, but the year before, we had an ultimate frisbee team. Yeah, so we're open to many different opportunities. Some of our teams are highly competitive and play in divisions that are higher than what we are supposed to be playing in. And some of our teams are for fun and just getting out there and exercising and having a good time with our peers. We've enjoyed success over the last few years in a variety of different sports, mainly our boys basketball teams. I think 3 of our teams in the last 4 years finished in the top 3 with 2 provincial championships, which was awesome. Our wrestling teams have been highly competitive over the years with another provincial champion last year, a grade 10 boy named Hamraj Shandar. And we're always open to new athletes, and we encourage athletes to join a variety and multiple sports throughout the year as well. When I first started at Rick Hansen 6 years ago, our volleyball program, our girls volleyball program, was quite small with only 2 teams, and now we have 3 teams, a 9, a junior, and a senior team. And last year we actually had 2 senior girls volleyball teams that were wanting to play with over 50 athletes in that. And we had interest in boys as well, another 30 athletes in that. So we do have a very strong athletics program at our school. We encourage all of our students to get involved. We all know how important athletics are, not just physically, but for the mental health of our young adults. So if you have any questions about athletics at Rick Hansen, you're more than welcome to reach out to myself or Verinder, and we will be able to answer any questions. And we hope to see your son or daughter at our school next year competing for one of our teams.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Verheyen. I think there was a hand raised by Cheryl Davey.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for this presentation. It's really good. I know there's a lot of students at Eugene Reimer that play hockey, and I know we've got this great location right across from Summit Center. Is there any possibility of getting some kind of recreational hockey program going, something like what they have maybe at Bateman?
This would be a new question for myself. I have not had that encounter at Rick Hansen so far in my 6 years, but I do know that we have several teachers at our school that have played hockey or are very interested in hockey and have coached. Mr. Hendricks here has coached at a fairly high level as well. So if we have enough interest from a group of young boys or girls or a combination of the both, that would be something that we would definitely look into and see if there's an opportunity for us to form a partnership with Center Ice and get something going.
Thank you.
Yeah, Thanks for that, Mr. Verheyen. Yes, absolutely. Just like Mr. Verheyen said, if there is enough interest, we would definitely look into that. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Verheyen. The next topic we're going to kind of touch base on is also in regards to athletics, and it's our Athlete Performance Academy. And I know that Mr. Burton is there, and I see Mr. Pickering on as well. So I'm going to hand this over to Mr. Burton and Mr. Pickering, and they will talk a little bit about one of our newer programs, the Athlete Performance Academy.
Hello, everyone. Mr. Pickering, I'm the teacher in charge of the Athlete Performance Academy. I'm going to turn it over here to Yoshia. He speaks with much more experience and knowledge on this topic, as he is the creator of the program. So I will turn it over to him to give a more in-depth conversation here.
Hi. Great to see so many people on here and kids coming up from Reimer into Hansen. My name is Yoshia Burton, and just so you guys have a brief background of me, I'm a kinesiologist. I own 2 innovative fitness locations and employ 20 other kinesiologists. I was one of the co-founders of the Junior Cascades basketball program here in the Fraser Valley, which at one point was the largest girls basketball development program in the Fraser Valley. I've worked 17 years in university basketball. I'm the strength and conditioning coach for the Fraser Valley Bandits. I have a master's degree in sport and performance psychology, and by the time your grade 9 kids come up, I will be a certified with the CSPA, Canadian Sport and Psychology Association. And we created the Athlete Performance Academy as a tool for the development of athletes in a variety of capacities. My specialty is high performance athletic training. And we brought a lot of the same stuff that we're doing with professional athletes and with high performance athletes of a variety of different sports into our program. And the program is based around the concepts of it being an athlete performance academy and not a sports specific academy. And so the things that we're working on are all the tools around athletics that go into performing at a high level that are not sports specific. So we're not here to teach somebody how to shoot a basketball or how to shoot a hockey puck. We're here to teach people about the sport psychology tools, having a well-balanced and holistic development program for these young athletes. The strength and conditioning philosophy is geared around durability. Having worked 17 years with university basketball as a strength and conditioning coach, I can tell you that it doesn't matter how high somebody can jump if their knee is hurt. And so we really focus around durability in what we do. We have, in using our systems and our philosophies, we have developed a local program from grade 10 kids all the way up into a bronze medal national championship winner, beating out University of Saskatchewan with all local kids, the first time it was ever done in Canadian university sport history. So what we've done is I've really come in as I have an extreme passion for this, for developing young athletes, and I've been doing it for a very long time. And so when I was approached by Hansen to come in and do this program, I was really excited because it allowed me to really take what I've learned over the course of the past 17 to 20 years working in high performance athletics and foster it down and really allow these kids to flourish, be durable, and learn the tools around sport that will help them be more coachable, more successful, and really more dynamic and holistic athletes in whatever they do. The program consists of strength and conditioning, sport and performance psychology, mental health, nutrition, understanding their own metabolism, understanding the real technical aspects of strength and conditioning. Some of the stuff we're teaching them by the time they're finished in their grade 10, 11, 12 years is stuff that most high performance coaches that get paid a lot of money don't know. We bring in a lot of local experts. I have a lot of local contacts with physiotherapists, chiropractors, other sport and performance psychologists, university coaches, university scouts. And we brought all of that into this program to really offer them a window into some, really serious, high quality development stuff. And so I would love to see any of your kids in the program, and I would be honored if you enrolled them with us and allowed us to help shape their athletic career. Any questions?
Thanks, Josh. I saw Mr. Tour had a question.
Go ahead, Mr. Tour, if you want.
Oh,
No, we're good.
he left the meeting. Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, guys, for that introduction to the program. And again, once we start to do registrations in the spring, there will be information that will be provided to the students at Eugene Reimer. Mr. Pickering, you've had a few students that have come over from Reimer from last year that are part of the program right now?
Yes, it's been great. We've had actually most of our program, it consists of grade 9s currently. I think a little more than half of our students in the program are in grade 9. So we'd love for that trend to continue and really build the program from grade 9 going through. And by the time that group gets into grade 12, we're going to have a lot of great athletes on our hands. I also wanted just to mention too that we have a pamphlet that I will be getting into the hands of any interested grade 8 students. So it kind of outlines everything that's involved in signing up and the costs involved and everything like that. So if there's any questions about that, all interested students will get that information before the end of this year.
Okay. Thank you very much. So if you do have any questions, what we'll do is at the end of this presentation, we will have an opportunity for everyone to ask questions. So if you can just please keep your questions in mind, and then we will take them at the end just to make sure everything keeps flowing. And thank you again, Mr. Burton and Mr. Pickering, for giving us some more info on the Athletes Performance Academy.
There was one hand raised for Ender.
There was?
I think that was mine.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay. So this is the video we have for the Athlete Performance Academy, which I promise I will package together tonight and tomorrow morning, and it will be out to you before the end of the day tomorrow. All right. So the next program we want to talk about is something that we have now been able to bring back to Rick Hansen Secondary. And we have Mr. McLeod here that is joining us today, who's going to talk a little bit more about the Rick Hansen Secondary music program.
Hi, my name is Mr. McLeod, and I'm a music teacher here at the school. I'm my first year at the school. And from what I can tell, this is the first time that music has been offered in the school for about like a concert band has been offered for 8 years. And so I'm excited about being able to offer that. And so you can read on the screen there, this year I'm teaching before school concert band grade 9 to 12. And also there is, you see in the second line there says guitar. One of our teachers on staff, another teacher teaches guitar. It's something that I would be confident in teaching as well. But yeah, so Mr. Neufeld teaches guitar and I'm teaching band. Next year, what I hope to do is offer a concert band for students from grade 9 to 12 and jazz band 9 to 12. Those would be, both of those courses would be off the timetable. And I believe in the course selection manual, you're going to have the choice to take guitar or choir. And so I'm hoping that the grade 9 students that enter will be interested in taking some of those classes. Those might be offered during school hours. The idea that I'm trying to think, there's a number of grade 9 students that have joined the band this year. And I'd say about half the kids in band. I have about 24 in band, about 10 to 12 of them are from grade 9. And then some that used to be a part of the band program, then they ended up taking a couple years off because Hansen didn't offer a band program. And so I get kids in grade 10 and grade 11 in the band program as well. So it's nice that it's a nice, lots of different kids, lots of different experiences. I guess that's, oh, I do have a video that I want to show you, but the sound may not be there. So Mr. Brach will probably say that we're going to share that one later.
Yes.
And you see my email there. If you have any questions regarding the program, you know, I was brought into the school with the idea that we didn't have any music courses offered. And well, we're going to start with band and maybe hopefully add a jazz band and just create another opportunity so students at Hansen can be well-rounded. They can be involved in athletics and they be involved in many different areas, but I'm pleased and honored to offer a music program. So that's about all that I have to say. Oh, I will say one more thing. I was in contact already with Miss Bueller. She's the teacher teaching music at Eugene Reimer. I visited her classes last week, and I'm going to visit her classes again. The two of us chat quite often, and we'll put on events together. And so we're thinking of putting on a program at the end of the year that will involve specifically our two schools will present something either in the form of a video or a live performance somewhere. And so that's exciting times for us to work together. It's really great working with her. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McLeod. Yes, I will, again, the video tomorrow, links. It's a great video put together by our music program. So I will share that with you tomorrow. So moving on, student activities and leadership. So what are some things that we have here to develop some leadership skills in our students? So it's very important, I believe. These programs offer an opportunity for kids to evolve and grow. It's not just about the academics. Like I said before, when you are applying to university, the applications will ask what other, have you done anything where you've been involved with a leadership program, or have you done any volunteer type of work? So I find these programs very important, and being a former leadership teacher, so they're really close to my heart. So some of the things that we will be offering is a link crew transition program for our grade 8s that are coming into grade 9. We hope, depending on with the pandemic right now, we hope to offer it this coming year so that we can link our grade 9s with grade 12s just to help ease their transition into high school. We also have a student leadership program that is run by Ms. Mueller, and another opportunity for kids to get involved in the school and do various activities, events, and raise awareness for various initiatives. We also have athletic leadership, again, providing some leadership and opportunities for our student body to get involved within the school and create that positive environment and that school culture that is positive and beneficial to everybody. We also have a grad council, and they are responsible for many of the decisions that we make for our grad class. And so, for example, this year, our grad council, some of the things that we've done is create the grad clothing. They have some input in the grad activities we do and the events that we put on. And so they have a voice in how their grad year looks. And so it's not just decided by the admin or the teachers, but they also have their opportunity to be a part of the planning process. Again, Ms. Mueller, our leadership teacher, I will include the video when I send that out tomorrow. So next piece is, as Rick Hansen is a BYOD school, so you bring your own device. You bring your laptop. We provide Wi-Fi access. It is just, especially right now in the pandemic, the transition for our school compared to maybe some of the other schools that aren't bring your own device, it has been a lot easier for us to transition into this world for now. All our teachers are either using Google Classroom or Canvas for their classes, which makes learning for our students more efficient, and it's just not only paper-based. So what benefits does this also create for us? We're able to access instant, up-to-date research and not just be relying on textbooks. We're getting real-world, relevant, timely, and personalized learning. We can provide differentiation for students based on their learning journey. And it's transformative from consumers to creators. We're able to teach digital citizenship and how to use technology. And so again, coming from a school that didn't have bring your own device and having this much access to technology, it has been amazing. So you can go to our website and there is more information on purchasing device if you need to, or if you have any questions. There are all the answers are on our website, or again, you can contact myself. This is Paul Struddy or Mr. Hendricks. So some of our lunch and food options for our students. We have a snack shack that is open throughout the day. So it is run by students that operate and make sure it's stocked up, and they do everything that is required within that snack shack. Gives them an opportunity to run a business. And so this year, again, we're able to provide quick snacks, water, Gatorade, chips, cookies, cheese sticks. And next year, once we are able to open up fully, we will also have other hot food options that'll be available for students to purchase. We also hope to open our canteen in the cafeteria, where we can offer up to 2 entrees for lunch, so that the students do not need to go off-site during lunchtime if they are not bringing a lunch from home. The next part is for parents. How can you get involved? So there's many opportunities in our school. We love having our parents be a part of our school community. So there's the opportunity to be on the PAC, the Parent Advisory Council, which meets monthly and plays a big part in some of the major decisions that we make at this school. You can also offer to volunteer. We're always looking for volunteers in our different places in the building, especially the canteen. There's coaching opportunities if you want to help with any of our activities that we are going to be offering for athletics. Please let us know if you'd be interested. Lunchtime supervisors, there's a process for it, but if you would be interested in doing that, we would appreciate that. And also, we will offer monthly parent sessions where we'll have different topics that we will talk about, and maybe there's a topic that you would like to know more about, and we're always open to that feedback. So some examples are accessing your child's progress report, monitoring your child's social media, what to expect from high school. And so for certain topics, if required, we will also have people that are in that field with some experience that could also provide us some information that would be useful for you. Okay, I think Mrs. Paul Struddy is going to take here. Okay, and I'm going to get off her chair.
Very funny. So last little bit is how you can stay up to date with our school. If you haven't done so, I encourage you to go to the App Store and download the Abbotsford School District app. And then you can add as many schools as your child or your household goes to. So if you have a child at Harry Sayers, and you have a child at Reimer, and you have a child at Rick Hansen, you can add all 3 of those schools. It looks like the picture that's on your screen right now. Most importantly, you get real-time updates on that app. So things like events, when we add them, they come directly to your calendar. You can always check out our website. We endeavor to have our website up to date and current. Most importantly, we do put almost everything on our calendar. This year, our calendar looks a little light because we don't have all of our sporting events, etc. But normally, all of our games are posted on that calendar, home and away, all of our events that are happening in the school, when our clubs meet, etc. We like to spotlight the learning that happens in our building. It is fantastic. And so if you go on to the news feature of the website, you will see Spotlight on Learning. And we focus on some of the teaching that happens in the school. I know that your children are probably a lot like mine. And when they come home from school and you ask them, what did you do at school today? They say, nothing. But if you really want to see what they're doing, check out our news feature. And lastly, there are some social media ways that you can keep in touch with us. If you go onto Facebook, you'll see Rick Hansen. If you like us, every time we do an update, it will come up into your news feed, and you'll get the notifications from our group. So we love it if you like us on Facebook. We put about 2 a week of notifications out on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at Rick Hansen SS for secondary school. And if you're a student or a parent who has got Instagram, you can add us as Rick Hansen SS. We kind of keep Facebook for our parents, Twitter for our educational feed, and Instagram for our students. But we do crossover information onto all 3 of those social media platforms. And again, we try to keep you up to date in real time on what's happening at the school.
All right, thank you very much. So at this time, I just want to thank you for attending our presentation today. And again, I will be posting the links tomorrow for the videos and for this presentation as well, which we will make sure is sent to you by your child's pod teachers and as a email through School Messenger.